Hi everyone, welcome back to another class with Mathia. Today we're going to do a beginner-friendly all levels class. This one is going to involve the core a little bit more. So with that, I'm going to invite you to grab your mat, a block, maybe a strap, and come join me in just a sec. When you're ready, you're going to come lie down on your back and we're going to get started in Shavasana. So just bend your knees, lower yourself down. Feel free to extend your legs long and splay your toes out. We're going to spend a few moments here connecting with the breath, allowing the mind and the body to begin working together as one. Let's take a deep inhale and a slow exhale. Continue breathing slowly, steadily, and fully. Begin to notice the kind of thoughts that you hold on to, maybe habitually, maybe unconsciously. Notice if those thoughts are helpful or unhelpful to you. In this moment, as we're trying to let go, relax, and find focus. If you've noticed anything unhelpful, just set it aside. Mentally walk away from it and return to your mat. Allow your mind to focus on your body, the floor meeting your back, your arms, your legs. Feel how supported you are against the earth. Feel the steadiness of your breath in your body. Notice the bright, steady breathing and the beating of your heart. And now I'm going to invite you to notice your breath moving into your belly. Focus on your abdominal region, the muscles there. All the digestive organs also housed beneath that muscle. And around it, securing you, is the spine. Feel your breath moving fully, expanding up through your belly button. Keep the breath within your belly, and then exhale and notice your navel sinking down towards the floor. Let's inhale again, just inflating around the belly button. And exhale, let the belly button go back down towards the earth. Inhale again, just around the belly. And as you exhale, you feel that firmness cinch up around your belly button again. Notice and feel your core contraction. This is what we're going to hold on to while we continue breathing up through the middle and upper regions of the torso, while practicing the contraction down near the belly button. Let's inhale again. Keep the contraction squeezing down towards the earth as you fill up through the middle and upper portion of your lungs. Exhale, now release that contraction. Let your belly grow a little more slack and breathe naturally. We're going to incorporate this next breathing technique into our core sequence. So I'm going to invite you now to open your eyes and bring your feet onto the floor. Now from here, push into your feet gently and feel your belly button push down to keep your low back from peeling off the ground. You want to seal that back flat onto the mat. Now from here, we're just going to wake up the core a little bit by taking the arms up overhead And then bringing both knees towards the belly. You're going to squeeze your hands onto your kneecaps and draw yourself close. As you inhale, release the arms and lay back down. You can keep your legs where they are. Exhale, come up and squeeze. Inhale, open the arms, land your back. Inhale, lift up to squeeze. Come back through. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. All right, from here, we're going to start with another little wake up. So let's place the feet on the floor. This one has a funny name. It's called dead bug pose, but you can call it whatever you want. So what we're going to do is keep the belly button squeezing down to the floor once again, and we're going to alternate right arm to left leg extended. So take your right arm over your head, take your left leg and extend it. Now, we're just going to start with a very simple variation by taking your hand and your foot and hovering it over the floor. So you're going to lift them off the ground and hover. You're going to feel your core and draw it down to the earth. From here, release your leg and your arm. We'll do the other side. So put your left foot on the floor, extend your right foot, and extend your left arm. Cinch up your core, squeeze it to the floor, and then lift it a few inches off the earth. Feel the activation in your core and try not to push too much into your left foot. Take a deep breath and exhale, release. Now we're going to add on a little bit more. So this time we're going to start with ourselves completely flat on the back with the legs extended. Take your right arm up over your head. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your left hand up and squeeze. Inhale, lower. Opposite side. Left hand over the head. Begin to lift. Left hand over to right. Inhale, open and squeeze. Exhale, left arm to right knee. And open it up. Again on the right side, left knee, and come back up. Exhale, right hand, left knee, and come back up. From here, release both hands, put your feet back on the ground, and take a nice deep breath. And exhale. From here, we'll begin with some reverse crunches. So we'll start with the hands next to the hips. Bring your knees up and your shins parallel to the ground. Tilt yourself so that your tailbone is coming up and towards you and that your belly button is drawing down to the floor. Now look up at the ceiling and then begin to tap your heels down to the floor and then bring the knees back up. So you're just hinging from your hips here. You can decide how far you're going to put your feet down. If you're only comfortable coming halfway, please do. If you feel your low back arching up off the ground, again, keep your feet from going down too low. So maybe your tilts only go down yay far, or maybe if you feel a little stronger, you can actually hover them off the ground until you're ready to bring them back up. Try to do this slowly without momentum to pitch your knees back and forth, that you're using your core muscles here as much as you can by making this movement fairly slow. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, draw it open. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, draw it open. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, draw it open. Exhale, squeeze, and stay here. Your other option now is to try this with extended legs. So push your feet up to the sky, and if you'd like, try to lower them until you feel your low back unable to keep itself from gluing itself to the floor. Lift it back up. Exhale. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up. Now, if you feel pretty strong, you can try to go lower. If not, keep it higher. You can even try to hover them off the floor. I can feel my abs shaking as I go down lower. So if you feel like you're overcompensating, you're rocking, or you're losing your form, maybe your back is starting to peel up off the ground, please do take it up a notch or down a notch by keeping your legs higher than lower. Make it easier for yourself and build your strength gradually and naturally. All right, let's do one more and bring it down. We're going to move into a slightly more, a little challenging movement for the obliques called the bicycles. So what we're going to do here is do a very kind of varied version of it. So we're going to start with our feet on the ground, and we're going to start by lifting up the shoulders, keeping a generous space between the chin and the chest, and then lifting your right knee and bending your body towards the left, like you're trying to draw your left shoulder towards your knee. Lower, put the foot down. Same thing. You're going to lift your left knee, right shoulder over to the left simultaneously and bring it back. So this is a variation of the bicycle exercise. If you want to make this a little bit harder, you're going to start instead with the feet on the floor, with the feet in the air, and begin to turn to the right, but extend the opposite leg out. Bring it in, turn to the left, extend, bring it in. So that's your other option. If it's too difficult for your back or it bothers you, please stick to the variation with the feet on the floor. We're doing this very slowly, squeezing the core muscles as you come up. Let's do one more. And slowly release. Let's place those feet on the ground. We're going to stretch the core area with bridge pose. So walk your feet close to your bottom. Lift your hips up. Take a deep breath, looking at the ceiling. Try not to turn your head in this pose. It's not good for your neck. So you're just going to keep your gaze up. And inflate your belly. Stretch out those muscles. And exhale, release. Good. You're going to hold on to your knees. Give yourself a squeeze, maybe a rock from side to side. And then we're going to hold still. Hold on to the backs of your thighs. We're going to see if we can roll up 3 times until we come to a seat. So you can watch at first to see what I mean. I want you to do this carefully if you decide to follow along. So you're just going to rock. 1, 2, and get ready to come up onto a seat for 3. All right, no worries if that wasn't going to work for you. You can come up and join me at a seat in any way that you choose. Now we're going to hold here and stay in boat pose, but we're going to add a variation. So let's stay on our hands, fingertips facing towards you, push down and lift up your chest. Keep your back straight. So notice that I'm not curling in here. I'm trying to keep my back as flat as possible. Draw your core back and in towards your spine. And then from here, we're going to see if we can pick up one foot and extend it. Bring it in and extend. Bring it in and extend. Now try to walk yourself back as much as you can for a nice open angle for your core. Now if you're upright too far, you're not going to feel a whole lot. So I want you to lean back as much as you can, staying here and only moving that leg. Whew. Let's put that foot down. Pick up the other foot, doesn't matter which one. Bring it in, kick and extend, maybe hover, bring it in. Kick it in, extend. And just continue like this. We're warming up our quads as well, our hip flexors, a little bit in the core. Last one. Put that foot down and release. Take a deep breath in, stretch out through your chest, push into your fingertips, and let your shoulder heads roll back. Exhale, return. We're going to come back to our boat pose this time, a little more traditional. Bring your feet together. Let's see if we can lean back, keep that back flat. Open the hands to either sides. Now you could stay here. You're already, without the use of your hands on the floor this time, feeling your core begin to activate and shake. Now if you want a little bit more, you're going to lift one foot and then join the other foot, lifting the legs up. Take a deep breath and an exhale. Now if this is too hard for you and you want to drop your feet a little bit, go ahead. You can always lift your feet up just a tiny bit off the floor, or you can keep them down. It's really up to you. I'm shaking like crazy today. I did abs yesterday, so I am pretty sore. Come back up, put your feet together, and roll those knees apart, coming into butterfly. Let's sit up tall, and as we exhale, hinge forward, keep your back flat again, and extend long to the crown of your head. As you exhale, see if you can allow your inner elbows to push down into those thighs. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly come back up. You can roll onto a side. We're going to basically come onto our hands and knees. And we'll be here for a moment as we are going straight into our first downward facing dog of the day. So begin by walking your hands out in front of you. And again, in downward facing dog, I really want you to think about placing an imaginary watermelon between your elbows. And you're going to squeeze those elbows towards each other as though it is there. That's going to rotate your shoulder joints into your body rather than leaving them out hanging, which is probably one of the main problems in down dog if people aren't aware of that squeezing action. Now place your toes down onto the floor, lift your hips up, and push into those hands until you feel your head sliding back towards your elbows. Keep that watermelon squeezing, and then push into your heels gently so that you feel yourself kind of equal in pressure from your palms to your heels. Look at your toes, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax a little bit, but just keep pushing gently into those hands. Keep testing your strength. There shouldn't be any strain in your shoulders and neck. So if you're feeling that, please make sure that you are readjusting the angle of your arms, that maybe the shoulder joints need to be hugging in a little bit more and maybe pushing more into your palms rather than dumping forward into your palms and wrists. All right, so from here, done talking, bend your knees and walk forward. Feet about hip distance apart. Allow yourself to come into forward bend. It's like a bow. Hands can be on the floor, shins, or a block. Inhale, halfway lift. Get yourself nice and long. Exhale, bend your knees and push into a standing position, reaching for the sky. Hands come to heart. We're going to start with our sun salutations. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend those knees, plant those hands and step back into a plank position. Squeeze your glutes. Now for this core section, I really want you to squeeze your, kind of like your hip line or your belly button, like you're trying to bring your belly button towards your wrists. I know that sounds really weird, but if you do that and you squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs, and you push and pull your torso towards your wrists, you're going to feel that crunch in your abdomen. Slowly lower your knees, lower down, elbows bending, grazing the ribs. Inhale for a baby cobra or a high cobra. Stretch out that core. Exhale, downward facing dog. So push your way up, gradually making your way back to your down dog. Press those heels down. Inhale, look forward. Walk it to your hands. Stay low for that bow. Inhaling, exhaling, softening. As we inhale again, bring your hands to your shins or your thighs, pressing the crown of your head long, halfway lift. Bend those knees, inhale to reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching high, we start again. Bowing low, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, get long. Exhale, one foot at a time, step it back to your plank. Now turn your tailbone under, squeeze your belly button towards your wrists. Fire up those thighs, those glutes, feel that lovely burn, and then slowly lower it down. Let's take a baby cobra here to fire up the back muscles. Plant your toes down, lift up only the chest and the shoulders, drawing your shoulders back in space. Inhale, and exhale. Slowly lower, come back up. Downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Breathing in. Breathing out. Press those heels down. Bend those knees. Walk it up one foot at a time. And take your bow. Inhale for your halfway lift. Bend those knees. Come all the way up. And hands to heart. Let's begin with the feet together. The top of the mat for chair pose. So you want your feet pretty close together with the legs zipped up. And then from here, bring the hands up, sit back, bend your knees, hinging slightly forward. So the weight's in your heels, not in your toes. Core is drawn in, and make sure that your tailbone is slightly tilted under you. So you're just going to pull your tailbone underneath. You're going to feel that nice little cinch right into the body. Take a nice big breath looking forward. Exhale, hands to heart, sink down a little more. We're going to add on from here. Let's stand up nice and tall. Push through those quads and those glutes. Now from here, come back through and bring your left elbow over to your right thigh, or you can just sort of tap it or hover it if you can't reach. You don't have to connect the two. Inhale gently, very slowly, intentionally come up. Shoot the hands up like a rocket over the head. Exhale, turn to the left, right elbow towards the left thigh. Now, if you can tuck it in or touch, go ahead. If not, hover, but squeeze your core. As you inhale, turn back to center, fire up that rocket to the sky. Exhale to the right this time. Sink down, squeeze the core. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale, squeeze it to the left. Inhale, come back up, really slow. Exhale to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the left, last time. Come all the way back to center. Bring the hands back to heart. Separate the feet. Take a moment here, big breath. And exhale, feeling that beat of your heart, the brightness in the body. We're going to begin our next sequence here, starting with the right foot in standing knee pose. So we'll begin by testing our balance, staring in front of us for focus, and then begin to lift your right foot off the ground, bringing the knee as close as you can towards your belly. You're going to try to pump that leg up as close as you can while really sticking it to the ground with your left. Once you're ready, we're going to transition to Warrior 3. So think about what Warrior 3 looks like, and if you've forgotten, it's when we kick that foot up behind us and turn into a T shape. So begin to hinge forward. Kick with your right heel as you extend that leg, and you imagine a long line from your heel to the crown of your head. Now, if you feel like this is too much for you, you can always come to a lighter angle. Okay, doesn't have to be really deep. You're going to land that foot nice and slow into a lunge. So that back foot, the toe is down, heel up. Front knee is bent over the ankle, squeezing the inner thighs together. Take a deep breath out. Now, open the arms out to the sides. So they kind of look like open wings or a T shape. Take the right hand over, side bending to the left. Inhale, come back up. Right hand over to the left again. Use your core to control the motion. You're tipping over to the side in this lunge position. It's really going to challenge your balance. It's going to stretch out your right side, but also work the core muscles and leg muscles. Come back to your lunge. From here, clasp your hands. I call it Sound of Music style. So you're going to take your fingertips and kind of put them into a little lock, and then bring them out in front and above you. Circle. So begin by bending to the left. Circle forward. Over to the right. Take a bend to the right. And then again, come forward again. So we're not taking a full circle, it's a half circle. Inhale. Exhale, back over to the right. This is going to be really challenging for some of you. So if you need a chair, something to hold on to, or a wall, you can definitely practice holding on to the side. We're going to come all the way back up. Whew. We're going to open it to Warrior 2. So slide your right toes out. Keep your left knee bent and open the arms to the front and back of your mat. Now make sure your knees are pulling towards your pinky toes and you're squeezing those glute muscles behind you, and look forward. Breathing in. Breathing out. We're going to tick-tock here, so take your Left arm onto your thigh, right arm over. Inhale, come back up, reverse your warrior. Notice my front knee has not moved, not unbent. You're gonna keep it in that lunge position. Side angle, come forward. Inhale, come up. If you wanna make it harder, don't land your elbow, just wrap that left arm around your waist and bring the right arm over. And same thing, you can wrap the right arm around your back, take the left arm over. Make it really slow if you also want to make it more challenging for yourself. All right, from here, warrior position. We're going to straighten the legs, face the right side, coming into horse position. So bend your knees, come straight down, and then from here, open the arms again like a T, and then begin to descend right arm down, left arm up. Use your core muscles, pull yourself up. Left arm down, right arm up. All the way back up again, tilting to the right. Exhale, center. Inhale to the left. Exhale, center. Inhale to the right. Exhale, center. Straighten those legs. You're going to heel toe your back foot in. Step it all the way back up. We're going to do that whole thing again on the left side. So let's bring the hands to the heart. Find your balance, and we're going to start with the left knee this time. Bring that knee up as high as you can, and again, push straight down into the right foot. Pull your core in. Everything has to be strong for this next pose, Warrior 3. We're going to begin by kicking that left foot back. When you're ready, start extending that leg and feeling the extension match up with your spine, the crown of your head, and pull that core in. Glutes are strong, shoulders are rolled back. Slowly lower that left foot down into your lunge. Inhale, lift those hands up, keeping the right knee bent, left heel off the ground. All right, here's some balance challenging movements. So let's open the arms out to a T to either side. Take the left hand up and over towards the right. With control, open it back up again. Exhale, reach. Inhale, open, nice and slow. Exhale, reach. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach. Inhale, open. Stay here. Take your Sound of Music hands, clasping the fingers. Lift the arms up above you and begin to tilt to the right. And then draw a circle leaning forward to the left and straighten up while still bending to the left. And again, forward to the right. And again, forward to the right. I know this is really tough for some of you. It's tough for me too. So again, if you need to put your hand up against a wall and kind of practice your balance, please do. All right, come back through center, lift the arms and separate them for Warrior 2. So you're sliding your left toes open, keeping the right knee nice and bent, and then squeezing those knees out, keep your glutes really active and look to the right. Warrior 2 pose. Now let's take that reverse warrior to side angle variation. So I'm going to show you what I was doing to make things harder. So you're going to wrap maybe your right arm around your waist. Come forward into side angle. So you're just hovering over that thigh. Inhale, come up. You're going to take that top arm and wrap it around your back while taking the right hand up and over. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come forward, and again, keep that right knee just where it is. Try not to straighten it throughout the movement of your torso. I know it's really easy to do that. So just check in with that knee once in a while. All right, so last one. Come all the way back up. You're going to straighten your front legs, and then, or your front leg, yes, and then turn your toes out into horse pose. Let's take the arms out again. Flip the palms. You're going to slide to the right. Maybe bend all the way if you want that stretch. And then take taco over to the left. Inhale, come up. Nice and slow. You're going to feel that oblique activation soon enough. Come up, over to the side, and again. Let's come all the way up. Straighten those legs, hands to heart. Turn your toes in, almost to the point where they're pointing towards each other and the heels are pointing away, a little pigeon-toed. Push to the edges of your feet, and then slide your hands down your legs. Push through the outer edges, keep your legs straight, and then see if you can bring your head kind of between your legs. Let it descend. Maybe place your hands down on the floor. Lean forward just a tiny bit through the center of your feet. Get that lovely stretch through your back, your hamstrings. And if you want, place your fingertips on the floor and then just sway from side to side, creating maybe a zigzag or spiraling motion through the upper body. Just make it feel really good. Finding your breath. And then place your hands back on the floor. Straighten into halfway lift. Take a moment to let the blood drain out of your brain. And then walk your hands up to your thighs. Take a moment to come all the way up. And then from here, you're going to close heel toe your feet together and have a seat on the mat. We're going to start with the knees turned down to the right and stacking the knees one on top of the other. Now you can stay here or you can separate your feet a little bit more so that your right foot is on top of your left thigh. Now from here, take both hands and reach for the left shin or the inner crease of your thigh, and then gently lean towards that left leg, getting a nice stretch to the right side. From here, turn to face the right knee and plant your hands on either side. You can push your left knee slightly away and just crawl yourself so your tummy lands on that right knee and come into a soft baby pigeon pose. It's not as aggressive as full pigeon, so you can see that my back knee is still quite bent. If you want to keep it really bent, go ahead. Just see if you can turn your body to face the floor. And if you'd like, you can slide your forehead down to the ground or use a block to prop your forehead up. It's a nice glute stretch for the bottom of your right thigh. Take a deep breath and a deep breath out. Slowly walk your way back up. Before we go from here, pull your left heel in, grab the front of your shin, hold on to the floor to the right, and then pull that knee back. You can set the knee on the ground as you bring your heel towards your bottom, or you can lift it off the ground or come down a little more and get really deep into it, up to you. If you've been doing other kinds of physical activity or you're really sore through the quads for some reason, this is a really good one to stretch. It's easy to do on the floor. You might see a variation of people doing this out on the street one-legged, but that requires a bit of balance. So this is a nice way to get that stretch in without being active anywhere else in the body. So let's release that leg, set it back down. We're going to do the other side. So if you want your block, put it on your left. Tip your knees up and over. Either keep them stacked or separate them, one foot on top of the thigh. And then turn to your right. Grab either your shin or the back hip crease or hamstring crease of that right leg. Now you're going to turn to the right and then lean a little bit, feeling the stretch through your right hip and through your left side. Slowly come back up, turn to face your left knee. You're going to plant your hands on either side, either coming down straight or pushing your back leg a little bit farther out, or even completely turning down that foot. It's up to you. You can use that block. Place your head down. Take a deep breath. And another deep breath out. Slowly walk your way up. Bring your knee in, grab the front of your shin, and get into that lovely little quad stretch. Either keeping the knee on the floor or coming down lower and lifting that knee up and bringing it back in space. Slowly release, coming back up. From here, let's take the feet out wide, coming into wide angle fold. Block can be handy if you can't reach the floor very well. We'll sit up tall, hinging forward, reach for the block or the floor. Get nice and long, and exhale, soften down. Again, being careful not to push yourself too far. If you need to be up high, hands closer, that's fine. Just make sure that your legs are fairly straight and that you're not curling into it, reaching with your shoulders. You're still nice and long. And then as you exhale, there's maybe a little bit of room to play by going down. You can also decide at some point to lower the head and round your spine. Make it more relaxed. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Walk our way back upright, bring the feet close together in front of the body. We're going to come into a seated twist with the right knee drawn in. Now we're going to go the opposite direction that we normally do. There's lots of variations to twist, so just listen carefully. With the right hand up to the sky, you're going to plug the elbow to the inside of that right knee. You're going to push back gently with that knee. You're not going to let the elbow push it out to the side. Okay, so you're going to have a gentle squeeze in between these two contact points. Now use that push to gently turn your chest to the left and land your hand just behind your hip. Sit up tall, breathe in, and as you exhale, see if there's more room to twist to the left. Just spend a few breaths here opening through the rib cage, softening through the shoulders and the face. And then slowly return back to center, straighten the right leg and bring the left knee in. Same thing on this side, sitting up tall, lift the left hand up. Plug the elbow to the inside of that knee and give each knee and elbow a little equalizing push. Turn to the right and set your right hand down behind your hip. As you push down behind you, your spine will lift up. And then as you push gently into your elbow, turn your chest and belly button more to the right. You decide how far you want to go. Try not to yank yourself into any twists, but keep it gentle and keep it gradual. Let's return back through center. Take the feet out in front, come into a forward seated bend, and then hinge forward. Grab onto any part of the legs or use a strap. Pull long through the crown of your head as you lengthen through your spine and through the legs. And then exhale, bend those elbows. See if there's a little more room to play with coming down. Grab onto anything you can. I'm holding my feet, but you don't have to, certainly. And then round your spine, lower your head. Keep breathing nice and long, deep breaths here. Allow your body to soften as you breathe. As your mind starts to work together with your body and your breath to let go of anything that's clenching or gripping. Let's come all the way back up. Now is the time for our Shavasana. So go ahead and lay down onto your back. Get comfortable, maybe even put on a sweater, and spend some time with your breath in stillness. You can extend your legs long if you wish. Be sure to splay your toes apart, maybe turn your palms up, and perhaps close your eyes. Begin by checking in with your breath, feeling it breathe deep through the belly, the middle, up through the neck and shoulders, and exhale again slowly, back down through each part. Maybe pause at the bottom, and inhale again. When you're ready to exhale, let it out slowly as though it were seeping air out of a very small, tiny hole. It's taking its time until you reach the bottom. Feel the ground beneath you. Let your body melt as it feels the support of the earth lifting you up. If you wish to stay in Shavasana for longer, please feel free to hit pause. Otherwise, I wish you much happiness and contentment today. May you have this calm tranquility with you today in your thoughts, words, and heart. Namaste.